This is Jackie, and I'm here with A Lot Like Birds. We're outside of Metro Gallery here in Baltimore. Your album, Divisi, came out last week. How is it different sonically from, let's say, Plan B or Conversation Bees?
I think with this album, the mission statement was to try something structured, and less is more. With our last record, we kind of just went balls out with trying to explore the boundaries of music making sense. And this one we tried to hone it in a little bit and focus more on songwriting.
Music doesn't always make sense. You guys have also worked on sort of individual side projects and other projects. How have those projects positively influenced this album?
I think it's kind of there's a lot that goes with that. We kind of we all have different passions, outside of just what we do as a band. I think it's kind of a cool outlet to let us explore those different avenues in a way that we wouldn't be able to with this project. So I think in that way, that's kind of probably the biggest thing. And kind of showed us other things that we're interested in as well. So.
I have one side project that has not yet been released, so I have learned the virtue of patience.
That's a good lesson to learn. Yeah. Probably the hard way, I would assume.
Exactly.
What's taking the project so long?
I can't. There's a number of things, but at the moment we're waiting for mixes. So, but hopefully it should be out soon. Yeah.
So let's do sort of a track by track, but let's do it a little bit differently. Instead of just telling the whole story of a song, which, by the way, just go download it and listen to it, maybe talk about something that fans should either listen to, maybe they might not notice, a little bit of something extra, not necessarily straightforward. So let's start first with "Always Burning, Always Dark."
This one it kind of sets the theme for the album. It's as far as the song is concerned, it's actually pretty stripped back. It's primarily vocals, mostly a cappella, but it kind of sets the tone, like I said, in the message as well. We kind of have a reoccurring theme, more or less, throughout the album, and I think that kind of captures that in essence. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add to that, but that's kind of, it's really, we just, like, Michael said, less is more. Starts the album nice and simple, so, yeah.
And The Sound of Us.
Sound of Us. I was actually just writing the track by track, and I stopped here.
Yeah.
So,
no pressure.
I'm trying to think. The song started with an alarm that is from Gravity. So if you watch the movie Gravity, you may have flashbacks to this song. I know I do.
Yeah.
In writing it, I think I listened to that alarm sound for 14 hours straight.
We did. It was a long day.
Came out a little bit weirder.
And what about For Shelley Unheard?
Oh man, I think that's the song that's probably had the most exposed. So I don't know. I guess the one thing that not a lot of people knew is that I think there was a lot of assumption that the song was written after my mom passed, but it was written half while she was in the hospital, and then wasn't sure if we were going to even complete it or make it a bird song at all. And then when she passed, we finished it with the choruses and the bridge, and so it sort of has two stories to it because of that.
Trace the Lines.
Trace the Lines. That one too, we spent a lot of time stepping back, and really that one I feel like is probably the biggest leap from genres that we took as far as the song is concerned. I don't know. That one's really loaded.
I got something for it. The intro part of it, like when we wrote it, Matt and I were listening to the band Foxing a lot. They had just come out with Dealer recently, I think. And after we wrote the part, we were just kind of like, man, it'd be pretty cool if Connor sang on this part. And it just so happened that we have a mutual friend, and it just worked out. Connor came and sang and did a beautiful job.
Adams and Evening.
Adams and Evening. Let's see. This song was inspired by a personal story from somebody in the band who is very tall and handsome. And I don't even know if I fully talked to him about it when I was writing the lyrics, but I basically took a story that he had told me from his personal life and kind of flipped it on its head and wanted to tell that story for him. I like writing songs for my band members, like about their lives. So
It's better than being autobiographical.
yeah. My life's not interesting enough to fill 50 songs worth of my own problems.
There's a little bit of pressure to that, I bet.
Yeah.
The Smoother the Stone.
Well, Smoother than Stone and Infinite Chances are kind of one. They're kind of meant to be together. Even though Smoother Stone is more of an interlude for the album, and that song is kind of like the one relationship song, I guess, of all of it. But yeah, that one, like I said, they're kind of meant to be tied together overall.
Then we'll skip to No Attention for Solved Puzzles.
That song was not tentatively, what's the word for it? Roughly named Cosmic Dolphinova because my friend came. I showed my friend the demo because we were really stoked on it when it first happened, and he said that it reminded him of riding a dolphin through the cosmos, and it's also a bossa nova, so Cosmic Dolphinova.
I got nothing else for that one. Further Below.
Further Below is, it's so funny because, there's a lot of songs on the album that are about deeply personal things, and when it comes to this one, it's literally just about Cleopatra. That was the working title for it, was Cleopatra. I was just obsessed with, reading up about her and her relationship with Antony, and then I was, reading, little Shakespeare, Antony and Cleopatra things, and I just was in that world, and all that spilled out. So
Nice, definitely. Grab a book, kids. Read, please. Good Soil, Bad Seeds.
This song probably had the most revisions of any song. I think was it 12 versions that we ended up doing of this one. This song, we went through a lot of different versions and spent a long time figuring out vocally what we were going to be doing, especially melodically. That one ended up turning out really cool, even though it took a lot of different shapes. But
it was originally called Spooky Funk.
Yeah, Spooky Funk. Yeah.
Any reason behind that?
Because it's a spooky funk song.
It starts out with spooky, you know?
Fair enough. From Moon to Sun.
It is the one Weird Time signature. No, that's a complete lie. I was going to say it's the one Weird Time signature song, but that is just not true. I can't really think.
it's the lyrically, it's the inverse of for Shelley. It's since I personally wrote about the loss of a parent, I thought it would be interesting to write about, or try to write about, the loss of a child through the eyes of a parent, even though I'm not one. I just sort of wanted to sort of write something about that, and so the two songs are connected but don't sound like each other at all.
And Divisi. Anyone want to take that one?
I'm down. Divisi. Actually, no. This is Corey's favorite song.
This is my favorite song. I was the happiest about Divisi because it was a point. That's a loud skateboard. I was able to incorporate. Obviously, this record was a big jump into uncharted territory for me personally, and in this song, I was able to vocally incorporate everything I've learned and then the things I've been working on. So it has screaming, it has spoken word, it has singing, and it just sort of is that's why it was a solid album closer. It just sort of incorporated everything that our band has done for 7 years.
So. All right, one more thing. It's my one vocal feature. I do the Oz.
He does the Oz. So with an album that is sonically different from the other three, how do you go about choosing your set list and making sure it kind of all works?
Well,
funny you ask.
This tour is really unique. We kind of talked about it and threw around jokingly oh, let's just play the whole album, and then we just decided, you know what? Let's go do it, because realistically we're not going to be doing that again, and we thought that might be kind of a cool deal for the album release, and especially coming out with this album being such a change for us. We thought, let's just go all out on it and do that. So
I think that's a good, safe way to do it too. That works. So you guys are headlining tour right now. What's up for you guys after this tour? Are you allowed to talk about it?
Can't talk about it, but I'll say that we're going to try to stay out on tour as much as possible this year.
All right. Well, stay tuned for a lot more from A Lot Like Birds. This is Jackie. Thanks to Chorus FM and One Avenue.